Hello there. So this lesson we're going to look at two things. We're going to look at parts of a circle and circumference of a circle. So before you do this video, what I would like you to do is make sure that you've got a copy. So it might be that you print it out. So it's either on the bottom of your lesson plan or put it in class materials, this here. So we can stick it in our exercise book. It's that or you draw them all out. So I really would print them out. So the first thing we're going to look at then is parts of a circle. So we've got parts of a circle and circumference of a circle as our title. So this is going to help you do the first quiz. Okay, so you might want to highlight bits. Okay, so the radius always goes from the center to the edge of a circle. Okay, a sector is like a slice of pie. Okay, so if you were, or you know how you would slice a cake, okay, that would be a sector. All right, a segment is just a bit of the circle. Okay, it's where you've got a straight line and you've cut it. I'd be a bit cross if someone cut a cake like that. Okay, so that's a segment. That's also a segment. Okay, just because it's the smaller one, so the bigger one can be a segment as well. So it's like, it doesn't have to be half a circle, that would be a semicircle. It can just be when the straight line goes from one bit to the other. Okay, then we've got something called an arc. An arc is a part of the perimeter. Now the perimeter is called the circumference, so a bit of the perimeter. It could be a tiny bit, okay, that would be an arc, or it could be a large bit. Okay, we've also got a tangent. A tangent is when you have a straight line and it touches the curve of the circle. We've got a chord. Now a chord is again when one line goes to the other. A straight line goes from one part of the circumference to the other, but not through the middle. When it goes through the middle, it's called the diameter. So that has to go, this one here, I've jumped a little bit there, is the diameter. It must go through the centre. Okay, so must go through the centre. Okay, and then the circumference is what we use for the perimeter of a circle. Okay, so the perimeter of a circle is the circumference. Okay, so you need to learn all of those parts. Now what I would recommend you do now is perhaps pause the video and have a go at the first quiz. You can use this sheet in front of you and answer the question. So they're multi-choice, so you have to be able to pick which of the parts of the circle is in the quiz. Okay, right, so what I suggest you do, pause the video and do that now. Okay. Okay, the second bit of this lesson is the circumference of a circle and how to calculate the circumference of a circle. Now there's a formula for the circumference of the circle. It's called pi times diameter. Okay, remember the diameter goes all the way across and it has to go through the centre. Now pi is a number. Okay, we've looked at pi before. Pi is about 3.14. Now, if you were to do that on your calculator, get a calculator that works, you would do pi, you can use 3.14 or you can use pi. I'm trying to find my calculator. Right, here's one that does work. Right. So for me, my pi button is, can you see there, I'll zoom in, is just there, okay, it's in the yellow. So to get it, I have to press shift and the yellow button. So if I do that now, I'm going to press shift and that button there, okay, and my calculator now says pi. Now if I press equals, okay, I can see it's 3.14159, okay. On this calculator, if you've got this make of calculator, it's again down the bottom here, so you have to press shift and that button there to get it. Sorry, this one doesn't work. Oh, it does now. So shift and pi, okay, 3.14159. Right, if you haven't got a scientific calculator at home, then you can just use 3.14. Okay, now we're going to have a look at 3 examples together, okay? So it should only take a few minutes or so. So here, we've got the diameter. Okay, we're told the diameter is 11 meters. So we want to find the circumference. So to do these questions, you do circumference is pi times diameter. We're going to write that down every time. So I said to you, we'll just, for this case, because just in case some of you haven't got scientific calculators, instead of pi, we'll write 3.14, and here the diameter is 11. Okay, so we'll do pi times 11. Okay, and we get 34.5575, and that goes on a bit longer. Now, I want all your answers today to one decimal place. So 34 point, now is it 34.5 or 34.6? Well, because that's a 5, the next one we round up, so that's 34.6. Okay, so the answer there is 34.6, and it would be meters. When you do it on the quiz, just write 34.6. Okay, don't put any units in. Right, let's try the next one. So this time we're given just the radius. Now the radius goes to the middle. So if the radius is 3, then what would the diameter be? Yeah, it would be 6, because a 3 and a 3 makes 6. So circumference is pi times diameter. And pi, we said we'll use 3.14. And diameter, instead of, it's 3 to the middle, so all the way across it would be 6. So 3.14 times 6 gives me 18.84. Now I want my answer to one decimal place. So is it 18.8 or 18.9? So because it's a 4, we round down, so it's 18.8. And that would be centimetres. Okay, last one. Circumference is pi times diameter. So 3.14 times, now what's the diameter? Well, we're given the radius here, so I've got to double it. So double 6.2 would be 12.4. So 3.14 times 12.4. Okay, that gives me 38.936. What's that to one decimal place? Is it 38.9 or 39.0? Because that's a 3 round down, so 38.9. Right, you've got a quiz again. So for this bit, what I suggest you do is do them in your book like this. So for every question, you're going to write down pi times diameter. So you're going to write down pi times diameter, and then use 3.14 if you like, times whatever the diameter is, and then be careful with your rounding. So to one decimal place, I want all your answers to, and that's what you type into the quiz on Teams. Don't use the units, just put the answer to one decimal place. If you mess up your rounding, I will go back in and be able to see that you were like just messed up your rounding and it wasn't doing the other bit. Okay, good luck with the quiz, guys. Goodbye.